right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the ASEA Basics Training Webinar. My name is Paul Taira. I'm a Triple Diamond Executive with ASEA since October of 2009. It's been quite an exciting ride here, and things are about to really heat up and get super, super exciting. We've got our fourth annual convention, which is now an international convention, which is completely sold out here in the Green Valley Ranch in Henderson, Nevada, right down the street from me. And some huge announcements are going to be made. The timing right now couldn't be better. I am going to be sharing with you this morning business building strategies and techniques to help accelerate the growth of your business and help you to manage growth, especially as these announcements are being made at convention afterwards. You want to make sure that when you're in a growth mode that you're not having people fall through the cracks because they don't know what to do and they don't have a good duplicable process in place. So very, very critical, and that's what we're going to be sharing with you today. All right, let's just go ahead and jump right into it here. The first step in the duplication process is to get started with the 3minutepeak.com platform. That's how it's spelled. It's the number 3 and the word peak spelled P-E-E-K. It's kind of a play on words because it could also be spelled P-I-Q-U-E, as if you're going to pique someone's interest. But the 3-minute peak is kind of give someone a little 3-minute sort of teaser overview on ASEA and the opportunity so that you can then get them to go through and take the next steps to getting started. All right, so if you're not already registered, go to 3minutepeak.com and you'll see there's a green button that says get your site. Click here. It's generally $15 a month right now. It's still in the promo phase. It is only $9.95 per month. So you want to take advantage of that because you will be grandfathered in. And if you do like 6 months, you get a month for free or something like that. There's a promotion there as well. Okay, and I just want to verify here. I had a little buzz in. Just want to verify that I still am online and that that we're still broadcasting. Okay, super. Okay. So let's talk about the actual process overview. The first thing you're going to do in 3-Minute Peak when you set up your account is going to take you right to the ability to go through the training. There are 10 training modules. Each of them are maybe 15 to 20 minutes long. Total of maybe about 3 hours of education. It's going to help you learn about the proper mindset, skill set, and will set to position you for success. Okay? A lot of people, I think the majority of people out there have learned to work at a job or be an employee. And you know, being an entrepreneur, working for yourself is a different space. So this will provide you with probably the most powerful education that you can have, and that is understanding what it takes to become a successful business builder and entrepreneur. And then, of course, in the midsection there, the skill set will show you the exact steps on what you need to do with the platform in order to achieve that success. So every section has a what you're going to learn, then it has a how-to video on the right. And then there's a workbook worksheet that you can print out and sort of assemble a little workbook so that you can refer back to it later. Okay, so be sure to go through all these lessons, and that will help accelerate your success rate. Then once you go through all that, you want to start, and even in the process, you're going to be jotting people's names down. Okay, and these are your suspects. Okay, and once you identify that someone wants to become a prospect, okay, then we're going to start them in this process. How do you determine if someone is a prospect? Well, you listen to them. And there's a great quote right here. Brian Tracy said, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." And the late great Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he put it this way in his 5th habit. He said that you should seek first to understand and then to be understood. Very powerful. It's basically saying the same thing. Most people, when they get started in something or they find something they're excited about, they typically go out and vomit on somebody, what we lovingly refer to as vomit on somebody, and just start blasting them about what they know. And usually it's about the wrong thing. It's just about the product. Right? They're just blah, 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 redox signaling molecules. These are made in your mitochondria. You got to buy this stuff. And this is why nobody likes salesmen in general, okay? Because they feel like, first off, there's no connection to that person. And so they feel the impression is someone is trying to get something from them, right? Usually in the case of money. So they're just trying to be sold something so someone else can benefit off of them. And therefore their perception about that person, that salesperson, is very negative. And that's why a lot of people, I think one of the most common negative responses to our industry or model is people tell me is, well, Paul, I'm not a salesman, or I don't want to be a salesman. I can't sell things, okay? And when you get educated here and realize it, you just tell people, look, we're not, I don't consider myself to be a salesman. I consider myself to be a businessman, and I consider myself someone who enjoys helping people. And you'll find that if you have a, let's say, a quote-unquote salesman that you feel like you've got a good opinion about, you'll find that he or she probably has these characteristics or traits, that they really love to listen, that when you have a good conversation, they kind of get to know what your needs are first before they start to try to push something down your throat. And even though we know that ASEA, and here's where the challenge is with ASEA and why a lot of people fail, is because we know ASEA pretty much everybody needs to take it. So there's, so the intent is just go out and just start ramming down everyone's throat. But you still have to go through this process, okay? You still have to make people aware of the fact that you've listened to them and that this is something that you're suggesting because it's going to be good for them specifically. All right. Now, that being said, I want to now redirect your focus on having a business conversation. I know a lot of you, the very first element of your conversations are trying to sell bottles of ASEA or cases of ASEA, and I'm here to enlighten you. That's not the nature of our business. And I know it's probably a shocker to you, but stay with me, Goose, as Tyler would say, referring to the movie Top Gun there. Stay with me, okay? For the same reason, if you went to McDonald's corporate and you were wanted to buy a McDonald's franchise, you had an extra $2 million laying around and said, look, I think I'll go buy a McDonald's and stick it on that trafficky corner over there. Okay? For the same reason, when you walked in that franchising office, you think they're going to be talking about how great their hamburgers are? And you think most of your conversation is going to be on the ingredients and how they make the hamburgers and where they get the meat from and all this other stuff? No. They're going to go right into a business discussion with you. And they're going to talk about their model and how great it is and how you could pop one of these things up. And here's how we have it. We're going to send you to Hamburger University. You're going to learn how to hire employees, how to maintain the equipment, how to order the paper cups, blah, blah, blah. Right? No mention, more than likely, of specifically of the product. You'll learn that on the side, but most business people, it's there. Just like with ASEA now. And here's why ASEA is getting ready to go into its explosive growth mode, is because we have more and more data and history. So we already know now the product efficacy. Just like people already know the McDonald's product right now, right? They already know what a McDonald's hamburger tastes like and everything. Okay, it's not the greatest thing, but I'm in a rush. Okay, every once a year or something, I'll eat a McDonald's hamburger. Okay, because that's the only thing just happens to be in the neighborhood I'm traveling to, and I know it. So similarly, that's what will happen here. Okay, there's more and more information and education on redox signaling molecules. The name ASEA is starting to get out more. So once it gets to a critical point, that's called critical mass. Okay, that's when just before the company goes into that vertical stage. Okay, it'll be almost like a household name, and everyone will be aware of it. You won't have to talk as much about the hamburgers. That's really what I'm trying to direct your attention to now, is looking for business builders. And how do you identify someone? And by the way, this pretty much applies to at least 95 people out of 100. And why do we know that? Because at age 65, 95 people out of 100 are either dead, no longer with us, or the ones that are alive have to still work just to pay their monthly bills. So this questioning right here applies to 95 out of 100, and these are the people that you want. The other 5 people are just customers, right? Those are the wealthy and the financially independent. Those people, heck, they can afford the product, but they don't really, they probably are comfortable or enjoy what they do, aren't looking for another income stream. But the other 95 people, this is the conversation you want to be having with them, right? So as you're talking to someone, this should come up anyway, right? If you meet someone, or whether you're calling an old friend, hey, Bill, how's it going? What have you been up to? Hey, Paul, long time no talk. Hey, man, I'm still out here in Southern California. Oh, really? What are you doing nowadays for work? Okay. That's basically I'm going into the first question. Guys, does that not sound like a conversation you could possibly be having with someone you haven't connected with in a while? Right? So you're getting all this information. Oh, yeah, how's that going? You working for UPS, huh? Is that pretty awesome or what? No, it sucks, man. I hate it. You know what I mean? I get all kinds of stuff like that, feedback, or it's okay. It puts food on the table, blah, blah, blah. Now, the next question, it says, do you earn enough income? Here's what I'm going to recommend. Here's the question that qualifying question that I would recommend you ask, and you can write this down. You could make a statement. It's really more of a statement. I just say like, man, they must pay you a fortune to do that. And what do you think usually the response is? Usually it's laughter, right? Or sometimes it's sarcasm. Yeah, right. Pay me a lot. Like I make it for, yeah, I could barely buy lunch some of the days. So now you're getting that sense. So in the first question, again, I would say the majority of the time people are just okay with what they do, or they hate what they do. Okay. Secondly, they're not making enough money, right? Third, they don't have enough free time. So so the next question I go, well, man, what are you doing for fun nowadays? Right? Let them tell you. A lot of times they'll say, I don't do anything. Well, I go to my kids' games and this and that. I'll say, well, you play golf, you snowboarding, you skiing, you surfing, what, fishing? No, I haven't did any of those things in years, man. I can't afford that. That stuff's expensive. With all the other expenses we have, we just can't swing that. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. So you're going to be able to retire soon? And that's the last question, right? So when are you going to be able to retire? Stop all that. You have a plan for that. Just whatever feels comfortable to you as you come out. But at the end of the conversation, that's really what you want to kind of get through, identify these things. Now, at any point in this, okay, that comes up, you're probably going to be asked what you do, right? And at that point, just tell your story. Now, if they don't ask you and everything, you go through the whole conversation, you can just maybe say, hey, great, well, it's great catching up with you, and maybe, just connect and say, look, I got to go now, but let's reconnect. I've got some time next week. How about next Sunday or something? I get a little bit of a breather. Can we reconnect? Great. Okay. So again, that way you've made that personal connection and you're connected to that person. A lot of people, that's what they feel comfortable with. Don't feel like you got to rush this thing. Okay. And we're not closing this. We're not salesmen. It's the objective here is not to close people. The objective here is to form relationships, healthy relationships, and that way, when you get to the point of sharing with what you're doing and what your vision is, that person becomes engaged and is really interested and is listening. That's all you can ask for, okay? But again, most people don't even get to that point because they haven't established a relationship yet, or they haven't reestablished a relationship or a connection. Okay, but afterwards, if you do feel comfortable at that point, it feels right. You say, hey, what are you doing? You say, well, and we'll talk about being busy here in a second. But I would just say, look, it sounds like what you're doing isn't, you're not really digging too much. But would you be open to other options of generating income? Because I'd love to share with you, what I got going. It's going to take a little more time than what I have right now. But let me get your contact. What's your current email address? Okay, great. Let me get that down. I'm going to send you a 3-minute clip, and let's reconnect here later on in the week. Okay? So, again, be busy. We're going to talk about that in a second because because what you don't want to do, and where most people fail, is they try to become the message, not the messenger. Okay? I mean, there are a few rare people who can do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not experiencing good results, then I'm going to highly encourage you to let the system, the tools do the work, especially the initial presentation of the information, and then let your upline as well do that, okay? Because otherwise, most people will end up trying to sound like a wannabe doctor or something, and it's going to start to smell fishy to who you're talking to. So just say, look, hey, I'm busy, so let me just get your email, and let me send you a quick little 3-minute overview, and let me see if this is something you might be qualified for, okay? So again, first off, identifying the prospect, and then, like I said, be busy. Don't go into an in-depth discussion right there. Just get their contact information so you can start to put them through the 3-minute peak process. Send them that first 3-minute peak video clip and track. And again, always schedule a follow-up time and date so that they know that you're going to be getting back to them, so they should have reviewed the information by then. Okay? So again, send them 3-minute peak, follow up. And then you can monitor the progress. You'll actually see when you log in to your 3-minute peak account, you'll actually be able to see if they watched that video, how long they watched it for, etc. Now, do not do this. Don't call them back and interrogate them or say, hey, I noticed you only watched 1 minute and 22 seconds of that video. Okay? Don't do that. That's for your information only. Okay? Just basically so that you know where they're at. If you do end up mentioning that, say, look, as part of our marketing systems platform, just so that we're aware of if people have been educated on this, or if they get stuck somewhere. I noticed you did get stuck. You weren't able to see the whole thing. Was there any questions you got, you had, or reasons why you got stuck about a minute into it? Now that becomes powerful because now this person's saying, man, that's pretty cool. How did they, they're able to see that. So if they're thinking, hey, and you can tell them, I teach people how to use this platform, so you can do that with your prospects as you start to build your business. Okay, so it's very safe. This is a very latest technology. This is using a lot of marketing, literally hundreds of millions of dollars really worth of research and development went into this platform to understand, how to create a duplication process, which will help you grow your business. Okay, and then finally, if they're ready to go, send them the Start Right video clip that will explain the different ways that they can get started. If they do have questions, then make sure you 3-way with your upline. Again, let them do the heavy lifting for you. Remember, it's your credibility and influence, and it's your upline's track record of success and his or her knowledge that will give that person the level of comfort to say, okay, what do I need to do? Okay, here's how I get started. Great. So they'll feel comfortable. Again, when that third party is sometimes in a lot of cases that little extra oomph that someone needs to say, okay, I'm comfortable enough. I need to get going. I need to start changing my life. Otherwise, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. What do I need to do? Okay, it's very, very critical. All right. Once again, guys, if you do have any questions, feel free to click on the little the little hand raise button on your GoToWebinar software, or if you're just calling in on the phone line, do a *6, and that will unmute your line. Again, I don't like to use the chat feature. I don't like to use the typing chat feature because I have to stop and open up the chat window, and it kind of detracts from the flow of the training here. So just jump on in, be personable, be friendly, and we'll make sure your question's answered. By the way, if you do have a question, I'm sure someone else out there has the same question, so don't be shy. Remember, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Okay, only the one you don't ask. All right. Okay, so let's talk about describing ASEA. So there are going to be times, obviously, when you can't be busy. Let's say you're on a long plane flight, for example. You're sitting next to the person, and you're finding out a little bit about them, what they do, and they determine, yes, their life sucks, and they don't like what they do. They don't make enough money. They don't know when they can retire. They don't get to have any free time to play. Okay, so now all of a sudden they say something like, well, what is it? What do you do? Okay, what is it? What's the product again? Because a lot of people will want to drive you to a description of your product. They don't understand, I mean, they just want to know that, so that's okay. So here's how I describe it to keep them in a business frame of mind. Okay. Most of you will recognize this gentleman here, wealthiest man in the world, right? Bill Gates. Okay. And this person up here is you. Okay. The key difference between you and Bill Gates is what, about $50 billion last count? Something of that nature. Okay. But why is it that he's worth $50 billion? Obviously, he looks at the world a little differently, thinks a little differently. Let me tell you the fundamental reason or difference in thinking that he has, which created his wealth way back in the day. Most of you are familiar with computer software programs, right? We use things today like Adobe, Acrobat, for example, or some of the other Adobe publishing software, Quicken, is a accounting software. You've got the web browsers, Firefox, Chrome, etc. You've got communication software like Skype, and then you've got like the Microsoft products, which Bill Gates also owns. Okay, by chance. There you go. Word, PowerPoint, Excel. He doesn't make most of his money though on the Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Where he makes most of his money is on something. None of these types of software. He makes money on something called the operating system. In this case, Microsoft Windows. Now, why is that different than these other software packages? Because the bottom line is these other software packages don't work without Windows, right? They all need that. So in other words, every computer, no matter what software package you use, you have to have Windows on it if it's a PC. Now, if you're a Mac, of course, you have the Mac iOS, but again, the dominant player, and for many, many years, was Windows. And this is the fundamental reason why it was the most successful and created the most wealth is because it's installed on every single computer. No matter who makes the computer, Windows sits on it first before the other software gets installed. So if you look at in the case of ASEA, that's what ASEA is. ASEA is like Windows to the body. So no matter what types of nutrition or other supplements that you're taking, they would be like equivalent to the software there on the right. Okay? And it doesn't really matter. Everyone's body should start with ASEA, and that's why the potential for success in business-wise is so great. And you could look at it as being far greater than even Bill Gates' potential with a computer. Why is that? Because, you know, even to this day, not everyone, believe it or not, has a computer. I know it's hard to believe, but not everyone has a computer. But everyone has a body. Right? Everyone has a body, and therefore everyone needs to take ASEA and have ASEA installed on their body first to keep their operating system upgraded. Okay? All right. Now, another analogy I like to use is a cell phone analogy, because again, most people can relate to cell phones, right? They know that when they go to an area, there are cell phone towers, and if there's a lot of cell phone towers, you're going to get full signal strength right there, the coveted 5 bars, right? And that makes us very, very happy. Crystal clear communications. You can hear what other people are saying, and they can hear what you're saying. Now, here's a challenge. In our bodies, okay, as we age, our body's cell phone towers start to deplete, right? Whether or not the systems aren't being upgraded, or we're just actually losing cell phone towers, in essence, as time goes on, we start to our signal strength starts to degrade. Okay? And just like on a cell phone, okay, we become very frustrated, right? It can be very stressful. And in the case of what happens in the body, things like our body's police department and our fire departments, they can't communicate. And they can't put out fires or address emergencies. And things in your body start to break down, right? If there's disease or there's some sort of health challenge, the cells aren't turning over and they're not repairing themselves because the communications just aren't there. Well, what if we could now add cell phone towers back to the body? Okay? And we can get that signal strength back up. If we could do that, then we would once again be a very happy camper, right? And give our bodies the ability to stay younger longer, be faster, stronger, because we're actually able to repair things at an optimal rate. And once again, this is where ASEA fits in. Up until now, the way your body works is once your cell phone towers, started depleting, once they got to a certain level, you basically, your body and your health breaks down and you're no longer here on this planet. Okay? So for the first time in history, now we can keep these levels of communications molecules up so that your cells have the best, clearest communications to be able to protect, repair, and replace themselves. Okay. Again, I'm not implying you're going to live forever. Okay. What we're saying though is that your body, the communications mechanism, is so fundamental. It's like the towers that, again, it's not saying that fire still can't be lit and there still can't be emergencies going on, but this is where you want to definitely start to get these levels, these communication levels high up, so that your body can do what it needs to do as efficiently as possible. Okay, hopefully those analogies help you out. If you do have any questions or need further clarification, again, click on that little hand raise button, or do a *6 on your phone and unmute yourself and jump right in. All right. Let's talk about now setting some realistic goals and doing them consistently over time. It's going to kind of, I don't think a lot of people put this to numbers and put it on paper, but if you just set a goal to talk to 2 people a day, right? And once you make this a goal, guys, you need to just stick with it. So 2 people a day. So I don't care if you just talk to 1 person and it's 8 o'clock at night. Get on the phone, it's the middle of your TV show, say, look, you need to just talk to 1 more person and do it. Now 30 days in a month, that means 60 people per month you would have talked to. And by the way, do you think out of those 60, you think that just at least 2 of them would have enrolled in your business? Think about that. Because that's what's going to be important in the next example that I go over, okay? But that's 720 people per year. If only 5% of them enrolled, that would still be 36 enrollments, okay, that you would have made. And if the people that are using the 3minutepeak.com process successfully are getting a 24% conversion rate. They're the ones that are sending out the right video, which, by the way, is the opportunity track video. That's why I'm very focused on educating on the opportunity communication, right? The ones that are sending that out, 24%, almost 1 in 4 people would enroll. Okay, but again, I'm just using a 5% conversion, and 36 people is quite a few. Now, if you did 3 people a day, look at what a difference that is. It goes up to over 1,000 people you would have talked to, and now 54 enrollments at a 5% conversion rate. Now, some of you may say, look, Paul, I need to have the weekends to myself. That's my family time. What if I just work this 5 days a week? Okay. Well, you could do 3 or 4, maybe 5 days a week. But what if you did 5 people a day, just 5 days a week? That's still 1,200 people in a year, which would be 60 people at 5% conversion rate. Okay. Like I said, if it could be 5 times that, it could be 300 people, depending upon you're sending the right message or having the right conversation and being able to identify the people so that they are in the right mindset to understand that this is something they can actually change their life with, so that they take action and actually engage, right? So let's take a look at the potential here. If you just signed up 2 people within your first 30 days of doing this business, okay, and that's all you did, and if you guys all were just on auto ship for 1 case, so no customers, just everyone was on auto ship, and that's all that happened, every single month you'd get $10 a month. Not ready to retire yet, right? Okay. But here's what happens. Let's say next month those 2 people found 2 people within their next 30 days, and now 4 people came in your second month, right? Each one of those 2 found their 2. That means 4 new people came in. You would have a total of 6. And now if these 6 people, 3 on your left, 3 on your right in your team commission structure, if they were just getting 1 case of product each month, you'd be getting $30 a month. Okay? So one more time, in month 3, the 4 people that came in month 2 each found their 2. That means 8 new people came in. You now would have 14. And now you'd be getting $70 each and every month. Now here's the thing. A lot of people at this stage, they quit. They say, Paul, I can't live on $70 a month. We're doing this thing for 3 months. I can't live on $70 a month. What they neglect to realize is that this is residual income. Okay? So even if you only had $70 extra a month coming in of residual income, would that have been worth your time? Would that have been worth your time? Do you know how much money you'd have to put in the bank to get $70 a month coming in? At 5% interest, which no bank will give you 5% interest, right? But let's say they did. Let's say they gave you 5% interest. You have to put in almost $20,000 a month to get $70 a month coming into your bank account. Wow. Think about that. Almost $20,000. Now when you look at it, if you looked at it from that perspective, could you say, I'm working this for 3 months, and I'm getting equivalent to the equivalent of putting $20,000 in the bank and getting 5% interest on that $20,000, or close to about 17, 18,000. So really, I mean, so the more realistic number is about twice that amount, right? Probably closer to $40,000, because who's going to give you 5%? You're lucky to get 1 or 2%, right, of interest from a bank. It's probably like closer to $50,000. Okay, just get $70 every month coming into your bank account. That's how you should look at this. That's how the wealthy look at things. It's not on how much immediate money they get for the immediate effort that they do. That's how poor people think. Okay, the wealthy are looking on how can I start getting this compound process into action? Okay, because why? Because I can keep adding to this, and let's push down a few more months. Let's say we just keep helping everyone get their 2 people, and everyone's just using one case of ASEA for themselves. No one has a single customer, with the exception of themselves. And remember, that themselves, that's a business write-off, so it's really free. Okay, because all they're doing is looking for people, intelligent people, that will look at this model as well. Month 6, 126 people you now have total. You have $630 coming into your bank account each and every month. Now we're looking at the equivalent of a few $100,000 worth of money in the bank after just 6 months. Most people don't make the equivalent of $100,000 a year in income, and yet you can say, look, I've generated enough monthly residual income, which is the equivalent of over a couple $100,000 in the bank, getting interest on that each and every month. And $630, by the way, guys, is nothing to shake a stick at. That's a rent or a mortgage payment for a lot of people out there. It's a really nice car payment, right? Pretty decent car. So again, this could change someone's life. Now, month 9, you now have over 1,000 people total in your group. Now I want to reflect back. How many did you find? You only found 2. And you took an entire 30 days to find those 2 people. And everyone in this example only found their 2. It's the only goal. And hold people to the carpet, or hold their feet to the fire, right? If you're enrolling someone, they're saying, I'm not getting results. Well, how many people have you been talking to? Your 2 a day, your 3 a day, your 5 a day? Because if you haven't did that for a month and you haven't gotten that's why you don't have your 2 people. Okay? See, that's part of the deal, right? Set the expectation, illustrate the potential, and let's rock and roll. Someone realistically should be signing up 5 or 10 people their first month, right? And that way, hopefully, they get at least 2 of them that will go find and hopefully sign up their 5 or 10. So that's really how this duplication process should be happening. Okay? So, but the bottom line is even if it's only just 2 that are happening each month, everyone's just finding their 2. By month 9, you now have $5,000 a month coming into your bank account each and every month. That's the equivalent of $1.2 million at 5% interest. What that means is $2 to $3 million in the bank, at today's interest rates, after just 9 months. Now, after 1 year, you now have 8,000 people generating you $40,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. And again, everyone here in this particular model only found 2. And there's no one has a single customer yet. Everyone's just using one case of ASEA for themselves. And every single month, this is your potential. Now, we don't live in a perfect world. This doesn't happen like this. Like I mentioned, some people sign up 10, 20, 50. I've got multiple people that have personally enrolled over 100 people into ASEA. Okay. The problem is a substantial percentage of people will do 0. Okay. This is why we have an obesity problem in our country. Okay. It's not that the information isn't out there. It's not that people don't know they need to eat better and exercise, right? Everyone knows that. It's not that people don't do it sometimes or every once in a while, maybe on New Year's resolution time. Okay. The reason why we have a problem is people don't do it consistently over time. They don't set that mindset. So have the mindset not just of doing this for, 6 months, a year. Just say, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Just have that mindset. Whether or not you do or not, the reality is after a year, I mean, first of all, your time will pass by a lot quicker, and you'll get to your results a lot quicker because you've eliminated the I've got to do this and get this mentality. That's what kills everyone and prevents people from creating wealth. Is because their job mentality of trading time for money. You've got to get out of that. You got to be first willing to make some initial sacrifice, and second, be able to create the mindset of that the success is going to happen. I'm just focused on the daily actions, and I'm focused on doing it for an indefinite period of time. I'm going to do this, okay, consistently, and I'll look at my results. I'll check in at 6 months and at 12 months just to adjust course or make some fine-tuning adjustments. But bottom line is, I'll tell you what, you could be really, really awful at this. And some of you may know some people in our industry, in our business, who you would say, man, I think that guy's kind of dumb, actually. How does he make all that money? Simply because of this. They set their goal of 2 people, 3 people, 5 people a day, and they do it every single day, and they've been doing it for months and years, some of them. And the ones that have created a lot of wealth and haven't worked in a while and are just enjoying their residual income is because they still did this over a substantial period of time to create that results. Now, the good news is we're not talking about 30 or 40 years as if you would be in a traditional job, right? We're talking maybe 3 to 5 years. And the more effort, the more exposures you're doing, whether it's, from 2, 3, 5, 10 a day, whatever your goals are, the faster it'll happen for you. It's not a mystery. I've yet to have someone come up to me after a year and produce papers that showed that they did the 2, 3, 5 a day and weren't completely ecstatic about their results. The people that I know that come to me and say, it's not working, oh, I tried that, didn't work. Let me see your paperwork. Let me see who you talked to. And, of course, usually they've talked to a dozen or 2 dozen people and then quit based on that experience. So again, just like the people who quit going to the gym after 2 or 3 weeks because they didn't go from 250 pounds down to 175. Okay, so it's like, hey, you lost some weight your first week or 2, and then just because it started to slow down, you just quit completely. Well, such is life. You'll look like that and have health challenges, based on your inability to do something consistently over a significant period of time. So let's just say, guys, that you did that, and 90% of this example failed, and instead of $40,000 a month, you only had $4,000 of passive monthly residual income a month coming in. Would it have still been worth your time? Again, 90% failure of this. No 40,000, only 4,000. I would venture to say 99% of the people on this webinar would say yes. It would have been worth my time. Absolutely, Paul. That's the equivalent of putting over $1 million, closer to $2 million into the bank at today's interest rates. And this is what I like to ask people when I talk with them, even having a conversation, a prospect, is that what are you doing currently today that can potentially generate you the equivalent of putting $2 million in the bank over the next year? What do you think the answer is? Nothing, right? So why not? What have you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. Worst case, you're going to have better health. Okay? So you really have nothing to lose, right? Worst case, you just drink the product and be healthier and live longer and be stronger and go faster. So there's no downside. The upside is you might have $40,000 to $40,000 a month coming into your bank account. Let's go out and help a lot of people, educate them on this, and get as close to that 40,000 mark as possible. By the way, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're at 40,000 here, there's no way you're not at least at 60,000 or so a month because of all the check match and the other parts of the commission plan. So conservatively, let's just say 50,000 a month. Okay, but I just want to mention that this is just the team commissions part of our plan only. Okay, it does not include check match and all the other wonderful parts of the plan. So even if you were at 4,000, you'd probably be at 5,000 or more a month. Okay, so hopefully that's sunk in a little. Again, if you do have any questions or need further clarity, click on the little hand raise button or do a *6. More than happy to answer. And once again, if any of you have questions, somebody else probably has the same question, so don't be afraid to ask. All right. Albert Gray, the secret of success of every person who has ever been successful lies in the fact that they formed the habit of doing things others don't like to do. I pretty much already communicated this, right? Using the example of working out, eating right, and seeing the successful and the appearance of someone who does that versus the majority of people out there in our country, at least, who are not healthy and who have become obese. Now, the good news is things are starting to shift and change. So more and more people are becoming more open and desire to live longer and not take pharmaceutical prescription medications and other things like that. So the good news is we are sitting in a great spot right now with ASEA, the product itself, and of course from an opportunities perspective, it's unparalleled. Okay, going through here, the ASEA store, the printed materials, lots of great stuff from business cards. So again, ASEAstore.com, business cards, magazines. By the way, they got the reprints now. There may be a link there, or the company has sent a link if you want the direct selling magazine reprint, which is a great magazine to have on hand. You can get that through directsellingnews.com directly. They've got a special deal. Actually, you got to go to /ASEA. You know what? I'm glad I mentioned that. Let me see if I can find that site for you. Put that up. Directsellingnews.com. I think it's ASEA. Let me see if I can. I'll give it one more shot here. But it's okay. It's going to have to be. I think on their Facebook on the ASEA's Facebook page. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I apologize here for 1 second. Just thought about this. I just saw this the other day. ASEA Corp. I'm going to share my screen just so you're not bored with looking at the same slide. Okay, so I'm at facebook.com/ASEA Corp. There was a link I saw down here, right here. The DSN reprint, Direct Selling News reprint pack of 10. Okay, if you go there, and I'm gonna tell you, I paid almost $20 for 2 of these. I got a little hot trigger happy when they came out, and but here you can get 10 of them for $20. So for what I paid for 2 of them with the shipping, of course I don't know what the shipping is, but with the shipping it cost me about $18 for 2 of them. So they've done a reprint version of it. Again, here it looks like directsellingnewsproducts.com /ASEA.html, and it's a great article on ASEA and building a legacy. Okay, if you're going to be out in front of people, you can actually just cut out this article, put them in like acrylics that you can get at Office Depot. Those like 8.5 by 11 acrylic stand-ups. Makes a nice little part of a display. Okay. And you can, again, if you didn't get the URL, just go to ASEA's Facebook page, facebook.com /ASEA Corp, and scroll down to where you see the link to that article. Okay. Also on ASEA store, this is the product usage guide, by the way. You may notice this is coming in every new case of product for a little bit now of ASEA. It gives people the proper way to take the product, the results to expect, and the health awareness tracker portion of it. So be sure to get a copy of that. Or get some of those. I like to have them on hand just in case, you have people that are new, or you got some product that doesn't have it in there, or you want to show people exactly what, the process or the protocol that they'll go through, how to properly take it. You can have some extra on hand. Okay. Anybody who has or is going to take ASEA needs to have one of those documents. Okay. Other recommended tools, the DVD. this is the DVD we recommend. It's called Meet ASEA, mainly because it has all the other videos on it. The Genesis video, the product and opportunity videos, the quick draw videos, they're all on this. Cost you all of a couple dollars. You buy them in blocks of 10, I think. Product brochure. That's this guy right here. The one we recommend is called The Science of ASEA. Discover what some are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of the century. Sort of provides the validation of the technology, gives some results and some of the studies done on how ASEA can benefit people and scientifically validated. Then we have a few other pieces, the Doctor's CD, the Science of Healing Revealed book, and the Science of Healing Revealed CD, as well as the book Redox Life by Dr. Narain Naidu. And I would encourage you to go to pages 206 and 217, where it talks about the significant role that redox plays in certain types of health challenges, as well as on the clinical studies done on the various systems of the body. Okay, so again, Redox Life. Now you cannot buy this on ASEA store. You've got to go to the publisher. You can just Google it. Google Redox Life. I think it's on Amazon.com as well. And don't get carried away. This is not a cheap book. This is $150+. Okay, so if you do, and I would only recommend if you're going to talk to medical professionals to have this on hand, just so you could throw the book at them, right? You don't have to be the doctor or the expert. You can just do that. Maybe refer to these 2 pages here in front of them. Maybe loan it out to them if they want, if they're hardcore intensive researchers, so they can kind of understand the space that ASEA fits in. Okay, I Am ASEA will help you connect to over almost 50 different associates, and here, these are people who qualified for the Caribbean cruise, so they've created success with ASEA. Hear their backgrounds and learn about the types of people. A lot of people say, "Well, Paul, I'm a carpenter. How would I be able to do this business?" Oh, pull up one of the carpenters, Craig Lindner or Carl Roller, so somebody's created success with ASEA, and say, "Look, this person was able to do it." So again, that makes them feel more comfortable. It's what we call social proof, right? People like to see that other people are having success, and if someone they can relate to, they're more likely to want to get started themselves. ASEAImpact.com will highlight some of the leadership behind ASEA on the field side of things, also great testimonials from some of the athletes and some of the rewards programs and promotions that are in play. So be sure to go to ASEAImpact.com and swim around there a little bit. AutoShip is your only ASEA business expense, so let's talk about that. It ensures you have enough product on hand for yourself, so you're a product of the product. It also ensures you remain active so that you carry over volume. I mean, if you're in business, you need to be on AutoShip, okay, because this is part of the duplication process, and people are going to do what you do, not what you say. So you cannot expect other people to be on AutoShip if you are not on AutoShip yourself, right? And this is what creates residual income. We all just use it so that we benefit from the product for ourselves, teach others to do the same thing, and that's what generates the residual income over time. We have this free case promotion where if someone enrolls into ASEA at the time of their enrollment, if they sign up for AutoShip and they're on for 3 consecutive months, they'll be able to receive 1 free case of ASEA. They just have to call ASEA. They pay for the shipping, but ASEA will give them the case for free. Now, this promotion is extended until the end of June 30th. So again, any new associate that you're enrolling, be sure they take advantage of this. And it also will help your business because we know that if someone's on ASEA for at least 3 months, that they're going to see some significant noticeable results. And so so that's the other upside to it, and the chances of them stopping AutoShip are very, very slim. Okay, we know if someone's on the product and is using it for 3 months, the lights will light up, and they will see and understand why they need to continue taking it, and they'll probably take it for the rest of their life. So that's why this is important too, not just from the fact that they're getting a free case, but the fact they're going to get the results and create that retentive customer for you. So what you if you're not signed up for AutoShip yet, you can go to your virtual office, log in with your username and password, go over My Business, select Manage AutoShip there at the top. So again, put your mouse pointer over My Business. It'll fly out that little menu you see. Click on Manage AutoShip, and then you'll be able to click on the button Create New AutoShip Order. Okay, so you can remedy that now. Again, it's not going to qualify you for the free case promotion, but at least you'll be on AutoShip and can benefit from that, be qualified every single month, be active, and also be qualified for the AAA bonus, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Okay, another great resource site for you is our teamreactive.com site. You've probably already been here. The most important thing is click on Stay Informed in the upper right, that subscribe button. That way we send you reminders on conference calls, webinars, team events, live events, corporate events, etc. Click on that button and keep plugged in. Also be sure all of your associates click on that button so that they are kept in the loop and that they teach their associates to do the same. That way we do the heavy lifting for you, okay, and allow you to focus on more enrollments and creating more business for yourself, building your business. Okay, let us do the instruction, education part of it, so that you can grow your business much more rapidly. Okay, and that's where that button is, right there in the upper right, is what I'm referring to. All right, now let's talk about social media. How to leverage Facebook and Google Hangouts to acquire prospects. We have two websites out there, theconnectionhangout.com. This is our Facebook event page, and by the end of this weekend, we'll have the information up for this week's guest speaker, Doug Long, who's with Deductor, is going to give you some education on all the new features of the tax deduction software that will help you simplify and maximize the tax refund amount that you'll get from the government to help you pay completely for your ASEA business and even more, okay, help you with some additional business expense money. Now, connectiononair.com is the site that you will go to watch the actual broadcast. And again, we do a live stream every Wednesday, and immediately after it's over, you'll be able to watch the recording in place there. Matter of fact, if you wanted to watch last week's recording, if you went to connectiononair.com, you could watch that now. It's immediately available. Okay, so be sure to tune into that. All right. Now, the platform we use is called 22 Social, which allows you to connect to your Facebook. It allows you to create Facebook pages, rather, to connect to your Facebook prospects via the platform. And you can create a landing page that you can use as a sort of a marketing web page for your Facebook audience. Or you can create a Google Hangout on-air broadcast page, like I just mentioned. Now, the free version allows you to do either the landing page or the broadcast page, all right? They do have a pro version, which lets you have up to 10 landing pages and mobile phone support and something called their social relation manager that lets you manage everyone who views or clicks on a button on your Facebook page there, okay? So it's $22 a month for the pro version, but if you refer 3 people that are using the pro version, then yours is free each month. So there is a way to get it for free each month if you want. Okay, but you don't have to. There is a free version where you can use either the landing page or the broadcast page. So how do you set it up? You get your link from your upline, and that way they get the proper credit, okay, for their 3 for free participation, okay. And what happens is that once you click on that, okay, it's going to take you to the installation page where it says you can install for free. And then you're going to allow you to, it'll give you an offer to pay $2 to try the pro for the first month. You could do that, okay. But once whatever you choose, it's going to check to see if you have a fan page. If you don't have a fan page, you're going to need to go back to Facebook and make sure that you have a Facebook fan page. That is a requirement. So if you want to do that ahead of time, that's what I'd recommend. Set up a Facebook fan page. You can Google that. That's a Facebook feature, but you can Google how to set up a Facebook fan page or a Facebook business page, same thing, and go through that process. Now, once you're done, it'll return there, and you'll be able to say, okay, you refresh the page. It'll say, okay, great. I'm ready to now set up my 22 Social page, and it will step you through the rest of that process. Okay, so the first type of page is called the prospecting page. So if you wanted to use this page of 22 Social, okay, it's gonna there is a template. So as you go through the setup process, select the ASEA template, and it's going to automatically put the quick draw video up here, which describes the product and the opportunity, a summary, and how to get started. Okay. Now, what's neat is that someone can click on a button, and you can program this button to go right to your 3-minute peak site. Okay. And you can change these videos here. They're just YouTube videos, and you can make them whatever you want. But let's say someone clicks on the more product info button there, okay, then they would come to your 3-minute peek. You can send them to whatever 3-minute peek landing page that you want, and then they could watch that 3-minute video. Okay, and by the way, if you are on the Pro version, you will get their Facebook information as soon as they click on that button. Okay, we'll see what that looks like here in a second. Okay, the bottom line is that it allows you to leverage and invite your friends to your 22 social page. If they end up clicking on a button, then boom, they're now connected to your 3-minute peek process. So the Social Relationship Manager, again, for the Pro user subscribers, gives unprecedented contact info. I mean, literally, if you were going to try to get a programmer to develop this for you for your Facebook fan page, they're going to charge you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to set something like this up. And you can do it here for $22 a month or for free if you refer just 3 people. Okay, so the way this works is that on that previous example, when someone clicked on that More Product Info button, okay, up here, the Pro version users, okay, will see an SRM button, and if they click on that SRM button, it will show the people who have clicked on, on one of these buttons or taken an action. So let's say in this case, I click here on Renee, and I click on info, for example. Okay, I'll get Renee's info. Now, this is Facebook verified information. Why is that powerful? Because this is not something that Renee had to type in, right? If you've went to some of these other landing pages on the internet, it asks you to type in your name and your email and your phone. Well, a lot of people type in Joe Blow, right? And joe@joeblow.com. They make up something fake. Well, this is the verified email address that Renee here had to put in when he set up his Facebook account. And this is how Facebook communicates to Renee. So it has to be a real email address. Very powerful. You could also click on Go to Profile. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but you click on Go to Profile, and you'll go right to Renee's Facebook page. So you could click to add him as a friend if you want. By the way, Renee is the CEO of 22 Social, a good friend of mine. So I feel comfortable using his information here. Okay, but anyways, you could click on Go to Profile, and you can actually see that and friend the person, message them, etc. So it's really, really powerful. It gives you a great access to the world's largest directory out there, online directory, which is Facebook. Okay, so you can personalize it, like I mentioned a minute ago. These videos, you could record your own YouTube video, for example, and you just, when you go to edit it, click on content, and you can change the media and the text there, and it has a field there. It says, okay, I want to make it a YouTube link. You click on YouTube link, and you copy and paste the YouTube share video there, and boom, that video is right there. Very simple. Okay, so again, and again, if some of you aren't familiar with the lingo I'm using here, YouTube is another free service, and you can set up a YouTube account, and you can immediately start recording videos and uploading them to YouTube and be able to reference them here. Okay. Notice you can also put more than one button here. You can put 2 buttons, and in this case, I put a personal greeting, and I want to learn. It takes them to the 3-minute peek site, and then I put one that says more about Paul to give them more information about me specifically. Okay, so you could do the same thing. All right. Oops, looks like I hit the wrong button. Okay. Now, the on-air broadcast, this is Google Hangout, allows you to become your own television station. Okay. And you don't have to worry about the programming. Right now, we do a show called the Connection Hangout every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, like I mentioned earlier. And it allows you to stream this broadcast right through your own Facebook fan page. All right? So this is the Facebook fan page. And the great thing about it is that you can put a button underneath it that is, again, connected to you and goes to your 3-minute peek website. So even though we're providing the content, the actual show here, you could make it so that your button is connected to your 3-minute peek site, and that you get the lead if someone wants to find out more information. The Connection Hangout's a great tool, because we basically just interview people. Last week we did Dr. Gary Samuelson. So if you went to connectiononair.com, you could watch that, that interview. But we do not talk about ASEA as a product or business. There's nothing selling going on. Okay, it's just talking to real people that are getting real results, or who can provide a real contribution, okay, to helping you get educated to make an informed decision on taking ASEA or building a business with us. Okay, so that's really what it is. There's no selling involved. There's no, a presentation. Okay, it's just connecting to real people with real results. So what we do is we will redirect every time in the beginning of the Hangout. I say, look, if this is not a business or a product presentation, but if you'd like more information on ASEA, please click on the button beneath the screen if you see one for more information as soon as this Hangout is over. Okay, it'll give you more information on ASEA. So if they're clicking on that button, they go, wow, this is pretty neat. That guy got some great results. I'm interested. Boom, they click on the more info, and they're taken to your 3-minute peak site, and now they're going to be put in your process. Okay, and again, if you are a pro subscriber, you'll get their contact. You'll know that they clicked on that button, and you can follow up with them as well. Okay, pretty powerful stuff, guys. Again, I hope I'm not going too fast or over anyone's head, but if you do have a question or you need some clarification, don't hesitate to click on that little hand raise button or to do a *6 on your phone and just unmute it and jump right on in. Okay. This is the connectionhangout.com website where it's an actual Facebook event page. Now you can copy the text and paste it into your own Facebook event page that you want to create using Facebook. Again, facebook.com/events is what you would do. So as long as you're signed into your Facebook account, if you go to facebook.com/events, you'll be able to create your own event. And again, you can just copy and paste this information. But again, people will be directed to your connection or Google Hangout on-air broadcast page that you set up through 22 Social. Okay, so again, we're really able to leverage the whole Facebook environment here, invite your friends and contacts, and make sure that they're connected to you. Okay, specifically if they decide that they want to purchase or they want to join and become an associate. All right, home stretch here, guys. Thanks for hanging in here with us. We're going to talk about last maybe 15 minutes or so of the presentation. Talk about the commission or compensation plan, rather. Okay, there are 4 ways to get paid. We've got the fast start, team bonus, AAA bonus, and the check match. Did someone have a question? Did I hear somebody jump in?
Yes.
Yes. Who is this?
This is Melanie Raffaelli. I have a 3-minute peak site.
Okay.
This is all going. It's wonderful, but it's going so fast, and it is way over my head. And so I'm just wondering if you're going to say where we can listen to this again when this is over, and also would love to request in the future, that these different sites that maybe you could put up a little printed version. We go here, we click on this. I'm trying to type it all down. I just can't get it down.
Yeah. What we'll do is this will be available at teamreactive.com. If you go to training and then business video. So let me actually walk you through it here on screen as well. Let me get back on my web browser. So again, if I go to teamreactive.com from the main home page, which a little slow to load here today. They must be watching the Masters. Okay, I'm going to click on highlight training, and I'm going to go to business, and then training, business, video. Can you see where I'm highlighting?
Yes.
Okay, so training, business, video. I'm at teamreactive.com. So training, business, video, and when I click on the video section there, I will be in the video training area, and the ASEA Basics webinar. I'll upload. This last one was on 3/22, which I believe has this information still, but I'll upload today's later. You can watch a rebroadcast, and you can fast forward to any section. There's a little slider on the bottom, so you can go and rewatch and fast forward to any section. Okay, and once again, when you see that too, you'll realize too why I can't provide the URL to like 22 Social, because we want you to get that from your enroller. And if you don't have it, or if your enroller is not part of 22 Social, just have them keep coming to us, get connected, and we'll ultimately find you a link. Okay, you're very welcome. Thanks, Melanie, for the question. Appreciate it. Okay. So once again, back to the compensation program portion of the training here. These are the 4 mechanisms. Now the stability income is going to come from your fast start and your AAA bonus. This will get you up to $500 or $1,000 a month on a residual basis. Then the wealth side is going to be created on the team bonus and check match side. Okay, this is where you're going to generate thousands and potentially tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month of income. We've got a couple people doing that. But basically, this is the wealth building side of the plan. Okay, so I'm going to just briefly go over and cover through the team bonus section. So let's start with the fast start part of the plan. Every time you enroll a new associate, okay, they sign up for $40 and they add 1 case, 2 case, 4 case, or 8 cases to their initial order, okay, to their initial enrollment order. Okay, whatever they choose, you're going to get $20 per enrollment case of fast start commission. So let's say someone signs up with the 1 case package, so it would be $40 plus the $120. That's $160 plus tax and shipping. That's what they pay. You will get $20 fast start bonus. Okay, the 2 case package means you get $40, right? 4 case $80, and the 8 case $160. So it's pretty easy to calculate. In my example here, I'm going to use the 4 case package because this is our most popular package. Most people take advantage of it because, again, it's $110 savings. So it's like buying 3 cases and getting 1 case for free if you factor in the shipping savings. Okay, so here's how it works. When you sign up someone with the 4 case package, you're going to get an $80 fast start commission. Okay, and that's because 4 cases, 20 times 4 is $80. Now, if this person here you signed up, her name was Ann. Let's say Ann signs up someone named Jim. That means Ann gets the $80. But watch this. You also get $40. So this really incentivizes you to help other people, right? Like we say, the more people you help become successful, the more successful you become. So it really helps you to go out and help as many people, enroll as many people as possible. Now, what if Jim goes out and enrolls someone for the 4 case package? Then Jim gets the $80 and gets the $40, but watch this. You also get $20. So it's not just about helping the people you directly enrolled, but helping their people and their people's people as well. And by the way, there's other commissions we'll talk about here in a minute that you're also benefiting from as well. It's called volume, and we'll talk about how volume gets put into other parts of the commission plan. Okay? So what if Ann was inactive, meaning Ann was not on auto ship for 1 case a month, and let's say did not purchase at least 1 case of product? Okay, or rather should I say, or she did not purchase 1 case of product manually within the last month, okay, or she didn't have any customers, right? So if Ann was inactive, then she would not get the $40. Matter of fact, you would get the $40, and your sponsor would get the $20. So it kind of shifts up, if you will. What's great about ASEA is that some companies will actually keep that money, okay? A lot of people don't find that out until they're already in the business, but they actually, what we call breaks to the company. ASEA doesn't do that. They pay it out to the first qualified person above. So again, I think that's a very noble thing for the company to do. They're not out there to take your money. They're making sure that it gets paid to the people who are working. Okay. AAA bonus. Okay, AAA, basically, I'm just going to do a real quick recap because everyone, probably sees this in the initial opportunity presentation. But basically, here's Dan as our associate, our example associate. Dan enrolls and signs up on auto ship, and then he goes out and he helps 4 people do the same thing: Tina, Matt, Debbie, and Teresa. And they all enroll as an associate and sign up for auto ship. As long as they stay on auto ship each and every month, Dan is L1 qualified, and he will receive $100 from ASEA each and every month. Okay? And in essence, Dan product is free because he probably has 2 of these people on his left in his team commission part of the plan, and 2 of them on his right, and that would therefore be generating an additional $20 every month for him, totaling $120, paying for his auto ship. Okay? Now, let's say 2 of these 4 people that Dan enrolled, Tina and Debbie, they each did the same thing. They enrolled their 4 associates so that they could get their product for free each month. Well, here's what happens with Dan. Dan will be getting an additional $250 each month. So now that's a total of $350 each and every month. So if you add the commissions from the other parts of the program, Dan's probably getting close to $500 per month. Okay, very powerful. And then finally, if Tina and Debbie, okay, end up getting their $500 a month because they've helped two of their people do what they did, then that's going to add an additional $400 to Dan's monthly income. He now is earning $750, and if you add the commissions from the other parts of the plan, approximately $1,000 every single month, just based on the auto ships processing. This is very strong part of our commission plan, and it basically, with less than 30 people in Dan's group here, he could be making $1,000 every single month on a residual basis. Okay, the next part of the plan is called the team bonus, and here's how it works. So as Dan was enrolling people on the AAA, right, when he enrolled Tina, was also put into Dan's team commission part of his plan. Okay, where it's also referred to as a binary, meaning that you can only have two people directly beneath you. So when Dan enrolled his second person, Matt, here, then Matt was also put in the team commission part of the plan right there on his front line. Now the next person, Debbie, got put underneath Tina, and then Teresa got put underneath Matt. So it again, after you have two people directly beneath you, you have to put the subsequent people underneath one of those two people, etc., etc. Okay, and so as Tina and Matt, in this case, 100 PV for each one. They're just on one case of auto ship each month. Would be generating $20 a month from this part of the plan. Okay, so you can basically look at it like there's 400 PV here. As long as it's balanced, two left, two right, 5% of that 400 is $20. That's how much Dan is getting each and every month. We also educate people like this. It's 10% of whatever side has the lesser amount of income total. So 10% of 200 is also 20. So you can calculate it either way. Okay. Now, Tina and Teresa here. Let's say they both found their two people, right? All these people, and then they duplicated. You can see that all these people now start to fill out this part of the plan. And in this case, now Dan is getting $60 more a month just from these people alone. Okay, when they duplicated. And that's why, and there'll probably be a lot of additional fill-in and volume in here and there, and fast start bonuses as well. That's why we feel like this is probably closer to, with a AAA bonus, $250, probably closer to $500 a month in income. Okay. Now, another part of the plan that Dan is going to also benefit from once he reaches the rank of bronze executive or higher, and we'll talk about a bronze executive here in just a minute, okay, is what's called a check match. So it's approximately 10 to 20% of whatever someone's earning in your group on the team commission part of the plan. Okay, that's what Dan will add to his own earnings. Okay, so let's say, for example, Matt here got a check. His team commission check for the week was $100. So that means Dan would add $10 to $20 to his own earnings. Okay, if he's a bronze executive or higher. Okay, Tina and Debbie, Teresa, all the people. Okay, it's going to give him a match on all the people in his group, up to one generation as a bronze. He'll get up to one generation. And what is a generation? It looks all the way down until it hits someone who has also reached the rank of bronze executive or higher. That's one generation. So that means he would get a percentage of all these people's checks, their team commission portion of their check, up to one generation. Okay? Now, when he hits the rank of silver, he gets another generation beneath that. So this will look all the way down the plan up to and including that silver executive as well. I'm sorry, until that next bronze executive or higher as well, because he is a silver executive. Okay? That would be the second generation. You get paid all the way up to 7 generations of depth. As a triple diamond, you get up to 7 generations of depth. Okay? Now, some of the basics here is don't rely on the minimum, okay? Because let's say in this example, Kurt let's say his auto ship or his credit card expired, or he canceled or delayed his auto ship this month, whatever the case may be, you don't want to rely on just the minimum of 4. Go out and enroll a couple of spares, like in this case, Sue and Sam. And if you teach other people to do the same thing, not only will it help their structure become more solid as well, but it will create more volume for you in the team commission part of the plan as well. Okay? So again, don't rely on the minimums. All right? Now, home stretch here, guys. I'm just going to talk about achieving rank and getting to just the rank of gold executive. Okay? I just want to stick on gold executive because if you can get to gold, okay, that's for most people about $5,000 a month. It's very conservative. We do have golds making over. I do know a gold that made over $10,000 a month, but basically $5,000 a month is a good estimate of what a gold should make. So I'm going to stop at that rank. Okay. First, let's talk about volume. Okay. Every time someone enrolls with a 1 case, 2 case, 4 case, or 8 case package, it's going to put volume in the team commission part of the plan, 25, 50, 100, or 200. Okay? Now, this is in addition to the Fast Start bonuses that are paid out, okay? Because that's all paid out. Remember on the 410 example, someone got a check for $80, someone got a check for $40, someone got a check for $20 in the Fast Start part of the plan, okay? That's all paid out as well, but also 100 PV was put into the team commission part of the plan, so you could override commissions on that volume as well. Okay? So subsequently, that's what all these conversions are. Now, when someone purchases a case of ASEA at a wholesale for $120, 100 gets put into the compensation plan. Okay? That's the more accurate conversion ratio. If someone orders a case of ASEA as a preferred customer, only 50 gets put in the plan, and that's because the enroller gets a check every month for $25. Okay, so every month they get a check for $25 part of the plan. If someone enrolls with the half case, $65 is what it costs for a half case. Only 50 gets put into the plan. And so be careful, guys, because 50 will not qualify you to be active and can carry over volume and qualify you for your commissions. Okay, so let's talk about that now. Up to the rank of Director 700, you have to have 100 PV to be what's called active, meaning that you're qualified to carry forward commissions and be able to be eligible for Fast Start bonuses, etc. Okay, starting at the rank of Bronze Executive and higher, you need to have 200. So if you only had 100, you'd still be a Director 700. But if you want to get your matching checks and all the benefits of the executive ranks, you need to have at least 200 PV. So 2 cases of product. Okay. Now, the first rank is called Director, and that's when you personally enroll 1 active associate on your left and 1 active associate on your right. So there you are. You personally enroll 1 left and 1 right. Congratulations. As long as they're both active, you are a director. The next rank would be Director 300, which is a director with 300 of group volume in the pay team. So there you are. You not only are an active director, but you have 300 for that particular week of volume that moves on your pay team, which is the lesser side of your group. Congratulations, you're now a Director 300. And then a Director 700 is simply more of the same. You have a Director 7, you instead of 300 of group volume, you now have 700. You're now a Director 700. By the way, at the rank of Director 300 and above, you will get a pin recognizing you for your achievement. Okay, you'll get a pin and a certificate that you can mount. Okay, to show that you're a Director 300 or a Director 700. Okay, as you rank advance. Now, the first real milestone position that you want to shoot for is the Bronze Executive. Okay, I'm going to encourage you to blast past the Director 300, Director 700 position. Get right to Bronze, which is a director with 2,000 group volume in the pay team, and 1 Director 300 down 2 separate legs. So, there you are. Okay, instead of 300 or 700, you now have 2,000 in the pay team, and you have 2 Director 300 legs. So what is a Director 300 leg? Okay, every time you personally enroll someone, okay? And everybody underneath that person would be referred to as being in that leg, if you will. So it's just the terminology or nomenclature for that, okay? Let's say I signed up someone named Kevin. Everybody underneath Kevin and including Kevin would be in Kevin's leg, if you will, okay? So next, what you want to have is one Director 300 down two separate legs. So let's say I signed up Kevin, and let's say he did not become a Director 300, but the person beneath Kevin did become a Director 300. That would be one Director 300 in that leg. As long as there was another Director 300 in a different leg, that would meet the criteria of one Director 300 down two different legs. Okay, so again, so to kind of reinforce, it doesn't have to be someone you personally enroll. Okay, it could be anywhere down a leg, but you do have to have at least one down two different legs. You can't have like 15 of them all in one leg. You have to have at least one more in an additional separate leg. Okay, so the Silver Executive, just more of the same. It's a director with 3,000 group volume in the pay team and 3 Director 300 legs. So instead of 2,000, it's 3,000. And you add the third Director 300 leg, and now you're a Silver. And then Gold is 5,000 group volume in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. So you go from 3,000 to 5,000. You add that fourth Director 300 leg, and congratulations, you're now a Gold Executive. So again, to get to Platinum, Diamond, and beyond, you just have to help other people get to Gold, and you will be there. As a matter of fact, if you do or are getting closer to achieving, or have achieved Gold already, we do more of an advanced training, for the Platinum, Diamond. But I can almost guarantee if you get to Gold, you will know exactly what it takes to get to Platinum and beyond. Okay, and again, we like this position. Why we stop here is because $5,000 a month. Most people would say, Paul, I could do this now full time. I could basically pay my monthly overhead expenses with an extra $5,000 a month coming in, and so really at that point, then you'll be able to get educated on everything it needs to do for you to do to get you to $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, of course, and beyond. Okay, Boyd Matheson rather said, true character is the ability to stay focused on your goals long after the mood in which they were created has passed. So it's kind of a reinforcement on the previous quote of consistency over time. Well, how do you do that? You also want to be passionate and excited, enthusiastic. Remember when you first enrolled in ASEA. Remember that passion and level of excitement every time you go out and talk about ASEA, and you do that consistently over time, and you'll see the results you have become more and more successful. Okay, events and promotions. We've got the plug-in and payout just finished, wrapped up the end of just a couple weeks ago. So congratulations to everyone who qualified for up to $1,000 of cash that you're going to receive at convention. Everyone was enrolling at least 2 people with 4 cases, and then for each to get their first $50, and then $50 for each enrollment after that. Congratulations, people who made up to $1,000 extra of cash. Also want to make you aware of the Peak Performance Program and to shoot for these upcoming events: the Base Camp, ASEA Ascent, the Diamond Summit, and the Envision Conference. The first one is the Base Camp. If you can get to the rank of Bronze and be paid at Bronze twice or Silver one time, you're going to Base Camp. And this year, if on the West Coast, they're going to do one in Seattle, Washington, and on the East Coast would be in the Poconos in New Jersey. So whichever one you want to go to, you can attend, and it's just a phenomenal experience. You're going to get great education and training, and they always have a little bit of fun in there and seeing of the local area. So be sure to make this next Base Camp. The ASEA Ascent event is open to people who are paid a Gold 6 times or Platinum 3 times. You can do a combination, basically qualifying at Gold twice equals Platinum once. Okay, you have up till June 27th to do that. This event is probably my favorite one of the corporate and training events because it takes place at the prestigious Star Valley Trout Ranch there in Star Valley, Wyoming. It's a very exclusive, members-only resort that Tyler Norton happens to be a part owner of, and you're going to get to do some trout fly fishing, to skeet shooting, some horseback riding, and it's just a really, really good time to fellowship and take advantage of some great training opportunities as well. So again, the ASEA Ascent event, you have up until June 27th to qualify. And the Envision Conference, if you're paid at bronze at least one time, you have the ability to go here. It's going to be, you have, as long as you qualify up until September 19th is a qualification period, qualify at bronze at least one time, and you're going to get not only great training and information from leadership within ASEA, but also industry leaders come in to help you take your business to the next level. And the Diamond Summit, this is the granddaddy of them all. If you are a qualify at Diamond twice, you can qualify for 2 people to go without airfare. If you qualify 4 times at Diamond, then you have 2 people with both of your airfare paid for as well. And you have up till September 5th to make this qualification. Again, really want to encourage you to make a run for this. It's going to be tremendous. This year it's going to be at the prestigious JW Marriott Resort in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And again, it'll be the first time we do this out of the country, and they're going to add an extra night in here, so it's November 4th through 9th. So I would encourage you to do everything. Shoot for this, guys, because even if you just make the base camps or the summit event or the ascent event, you're gonna deposit a lot of commissions into your bank account. Okay, tens of thousands. If not, if you make the Diamond one, you probably did it close to $100,000, and in some cases more. Okay, so don't just think of it as, oh, what do I need to go to Costa Rica for? No, think of it like the amount of income you're going to be increasing your your worth by as well. Okay, so shoot for this, and even if you come up a little short, at least you'll have a lot of great monetary success. Now, of course, the event in Las Vegas, our International Convention 2014, is sold out, but do go and sign up for the waiting list just in case a slot opens. That's at ASEAEvents.com. So again, go to ASEAEvents.com, and when you see it, it'll say sold out, but look for the little link to sign up for the waiting list, because some people maybe have some last-minute emergencies or things that they have to attend last minute that they can't go or can't be with us, they will release that ticket back, and the people that sign up for the waiting list, they will try to get as many people as possible in attendance. Okay, in closing here, Bob Mowat said you can't leave footprints in the sands of time if you're sitting on your butt, and who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time? Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this morning, spending a little bit of your Masters weekend Saturday for those of you who play golf. Appreciate that. If you do have any questions business-wise or also product-wise at this time, I'd be more than happy to answer them. You can either click on the little hand raise button, and I'll see your hand raised, or you can do a *6 on your phone, and it will unmute your phone line, and I will also see that raised as well. So once again, feel free to jump on in. If not, I will go ahead and wish everyone here a fantastic rest of your weekend, and be sure to tune in first thing Monday morning, bright and early, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. It's noon on the East Coast, and I believe now the time difference, 6 o'clock a.m. in Hawaii. Be sure to tune into the Leadership in Momentum call for Team Reactive, and be sure to go to teamreactive.com and sign up for our mailing list so that you're notified and reminded about these calls like the Leadership in Momentum call that we do every single Mondays, okay, each and every week. Go to teamreactive.com and click on subscribe in the upper right. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Go out and have a fantastic rest of the day, rest of your weekend, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, yes. Who's this?
It's Melanie again.
Yes, Melanie.